A 19-year-old teenager finishes her shift at a Kmart store and heads to the movies after work, but is never heard from and seen from again. A store clerk working at a late-night shift in a convenience store alone vanishes, leaving the convenience store abandoned. These are the top 2 unsolved mysteries of people who vanished without a trace.
Susan Sweetle. Susan Sweetle was employed at the Kmart retail store in Oak Park Heights, Minnesota in 1998. She phoned her family members from work at 4:00 p.m. on January 19th, 1988. Sweetle said that she planned to go straight home after her shift ended to watch a movie. She changed into a short skirt before she departed from work, which was considered odd due to the snowy conditions at the time.
During a blizzard night on January 19th, 1988, Sweetle finished her shift at Kmart in Oak Park Heights at 9 p.m.
Sweetle's vehicle, a maroon 1975 Oldsmobile Cutlass, overheated. During her drive to her residence, she stopped at a gasoline station 1 mile from her home in Lake Elmore. The attendant allowed her to park her car at the establishment. The employee told authorities that Sweetle entered a vehicle driven by an unidentified male shortly afterwards. The man appeared to have been waiting for Sweetle near the station. He's described as having shoulder-length curly sandy brown hair and a well-built physique. The witness said that the man was tall and was unshaven, and he wore a leather jacket. His vehicle was a light-colored older model car with sport wheels. Sweetle never returned home and has not been heard from again. When authorities searched Sweetle's car, they found her driver's license, purse, and eyeglasses inside. Sweetle's mother had the vehicle towed to a repair shop. Mechanics discovered the petcock on the radiator had been loosened and the car had no water in it, which explains why it overheated. Investigators theorized someone loosened the petcock deliberately and followed Sweetle's car, waiting for it to malfunction so they could offer her a ride. Sweetle's mother believes her daughter came back to their apartment a few days after her disappearance. She stated there was an odor of a Swedish-smelling smoke in the residence and dirty dishes in the sink, and the house's spare keys had been moved. The red pantsuit Sweetle had been wearing on the day of her disappearance, before she changed into her skirt, was found balled up under her bed. There was no sign of Sweetle herself at the home, however, and nothing was missing. It was unclear whether she was ever actually there. Sweetle had been using telephone chat lines to talk to boys in the weeks prior to her disappearance. She had also been receiving telephone calls at work from a man named Dale. It is not known if the person is connected to her disappearance. Sweetle family describes her as a bubbly and sociable but very naive. In 2006, authorities detected activity on Sweetle's social security number, but it turned out to be a case of identity theft. It is believed that foul play was suspected in Sweetle's case. Deborah Poe. Deborah Poe had 2 full-time jobs in 1990, one at a newspaper and one at the Circle K convenience store. She worked the night shifts alone 5 nights a week at the time of her February 4th, 1990 disappearance. Deborah Poe's boyfriend saw her inside the store at approximately 1:00 a.m. A friend who drove by the store at 3:00 a.m. saw her standing behind the counter. At between 3:15 and 3:30 a.m., a customer came into the store and saw a Caucasian man behind the counter. He was between 19 and 25 years old. He had long black hair, dark eyes, and was wearing a black t-shirt with the Megadeth rock band logo, and a dragon spitting fire, a skull ring on his finger, and a wire earring with a cross in his right ear. He appeared to be the only person in the store, and the customer assumed he was the clerk. She wanted some cigarettes and had to point them out to the man because he did not know where they were, and he looked unfamiliar with his surroundings. He used the cash register and made change when the customer made her purchase. At 3:50 a.m., her friend came back to the store and found it empty. When police arrived, they found her work smock folded behind the counter. It's not known why the man was standing behind the counter at the time. If he abducted Deborah, why would he come back to the store and pretend to be a store clerk? This man has never been identified, and it's possible he was just another customer taking the opportunity to shoplift. her car was found in the parking lot and it was found undisturbed, with her purse in the back seat. Her paycheck and car keys were also inside it. There were no signs of a struggle at the scene. The cash register was locked and there was no evidence of a robbery. It appeared as if the store had simply been abandoned. Prior to Deborah's disappearance, she was frequently harassed by a number of men. 2 weeks before her disappearance, a naked man chased her around the store until she was able to lock him out. Police soon determined that she had most likely been kidnapped. Tracker dogs traced posts sent to the rear of the store, over a fence and to a road, where they lost the trail, which suggests she got into a vehicle. She has never been heard from again. She may have been a victim of a serial killer in the area. Deborah is not the first store clerk to have vanished. 6 months earlier, in August 1989, 29-year-old Donna Callahan disappeared from a store in Gulf Breeze, Florida. There were no signs of a struggle, similar to Deborah's disappearance. 5 weeks later, on September 18th, 36-year-old Darling Messer was abducted from a Lake City convenience store. 2 days later, her body was found in a nearby creek. She was bludgeoned to death. It's been 28 years since Deborah Pearl vanished from the Circle K convenience store, and her body has never been recovered, and her case remains unsolved till this day. If you guys found these cases interesting, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace out, guys.